Hey, welcome to part 11 of Google Professional Cloud Architect certification content. So if you have not yet subscribed, this channel will help you with Azure Cloud, Google Cloud, AWS Cloud certifications. See, in this question, you have a cloud victim, for example, this, and inside this, you are putting your emails, chat conversations. So it might happen, you might in the chat discuss, okay, this is my account number and this is my social security number and so on. Or in India, we have Aadhaar number, and so we might have those conversations and we will put it in Cloud Big. So this is a NoSQL database which is used for low latency applications like Uber and Lyft, where you do not want to wait as a customer to book your cabs. You need lowest latency possible. Okay, so I have this data in this table, and what I need to ensure is uh, this information, which is SPI or PII, that is very sensitive information like social security number, Aadhaar number, PAN number, etc. This should be encrypted. So we should use an approach. What approach we should use here to ensure that the personal information is not visible with naked eye? See, option A suggests to make use of SHA. SHA, this is secure hash algorithm. It is a set of cryptographic hash function. So you have different flavors: SHA 224, 256, 512, and so on. See, the problem is it does not anonymize the data. So someone with original data and the hashing algorithm could reverse the hash and recover the original value. So for PII, we never use hashing. Why we never use hashing? In short, you can reverse the anonymization and read the original information. For example, your social security number is 55555, like that, something that sort. Now we applied some logic and this got converted to 222 but you know the logic, so you can use the same logic to decode it from 2222 to 555 and read the original number. So not do not use it for PII. So then if we talk about elliptic curve cryptography, this option B, this is relatively better. So it is a key based technique. See, it scrambles data using key. So if you don't have the key, you cannot read it. So the problem happens, like you are authorized user. You suppose in your job capacity, that is your responsibility to have access to social security number, for example. Now, even for you to access it, you will need that key. So it becomes a bit complex and cumbersome. Okay. So that is why this may not be a very good option. Now, when we talk about option D, like we are saying use regular expressions and redact this PII data. The problem is this technique is not good for unstructured data like we have in this question, chat conversations. This is unstructured. So it can potentially miss variations or it might leave some sensitive information and it may not encrypt it. So this is not a reliable solution. You cannot trust it always. See, why do people trust Virat Kohli? Because the chances of or the probability of him scoring high runs in every match is relatively high compared to someone like, say, Rishabh Pant or Sky and so on. This would be wrong in our case. So our answer should be option C. We will de-identify the data using DLP. It is a solution specially meant for PII anonymization. This is one thing, and it has built-in detectors for various categories like email, phone, social security numbers, and so on. It will automatically detect, okay, I see something which is in the format of social security number, and it will de-identify it. In the masking world, we always, or in security world, we use masking word, de-identification word, and so on. And these detectors, you can also create your own custom detectors. Okay, and using DLP, you can choose the redaction and tokenization techniques, and then it integrates with cloud bigtable, which is where our data resides, and it also integrates with other GCP services. So this is totally working in our case. See, some additional points I'm mentioning when we work on projects. First, we define our PII needs. Okay. What what regulations are there? For example, if we are operating under GDPR regulations, so in order to comply with it, what is important? For example, data minimization is important. Like you only collect data that is important, or you only store data that is important. Uh, you should not store data just for the sake of it. You'll just grab some more information. For example, with social security number, your job is done to uniquely identify a person. If that is the case, don't save their educational qualification details and uh, marital status, if they are divorced or married or single. Don't save that. So that is called data minimization. And then you have to balance between usability and anonymization. Just because you have to make it absolutely secured, don't use such keys and etc. that the people who are supposed to access it, they find it really cumbersome to access it. And always test your DLP configuration on some sample data set and see it is working or not. Okay, and working means, does it anonymize PII, and does it it should not even compromise usability. Usability and security should go hand in hand. So this would be our final answer, option C, where we de-identify the data with Cloud Loss Prevention API. Now you are using a Cloud Shell and you need to install a custom utility. And the question is saying, where should we store the file so that it is in the default execution path and persists across sessions. So different sessions, if we use, we should still be able to access this file. So the path should be accessible by different sessions, and we want the default execution path. So hash pin, this what it does is Cloud Shell. It provides 5 GB of persistent disk storage. The file stored here includes all subdirectories, and it is persisting across shell sessions. That is what we want. Across multiple sessions we want to access, and this is where we store user installed executables, and by default we have appropriate permissions to execute. So option A should be the answer. So if you talk about other storage options like cloud storage, it is not suitable for executables. Accessing them would require additional steps. This is not good. So cloud storage will be wrong in this case. And if we talk about Google scripts, the this directory likely refers to pre-configured scripts by Google Cloud. It is not for our requirement here for system directories. Similarly, user local bin, this might be writable on a persistent VM. But Cloud Shell uses ephemeral VMs. that gets recreated on occasion. So installations on this would not persist. We want to persist, but it will not persist. So both of these options are wrong. So option A, uh, backslash bin is our answer. Now in this case, you want to create private connections between your instances. So you have, this is your Google Cloud, for example, the blue box, and your yellow box is your on premises. Okay, this is on premises, OP, not Om Prakash, on premises, and this is your cloud. So you want to establish this connection, and it should have 20 Gbps. This is high, very high speed. Okay, and you should use best practices. What should we use? Should we use a dedicated? So if you see, there are two options with dedicated internet, and then two options with single cloud VPN. So single cloud VPN is strict no because it has single point of failure, one failure, and you are screwed up. Do you want anything such in your life where when one time sickness and your entire family gets pushed into poverty? No. That's why you buy insurance, health insurance, and so on. So we will not choose any option which screws us up. So this will have single point of failure. We will not choose. Out of A and C, we should understand what is CDN. It will not improve connection. It is a performance solution for because it caches and reduces load on GCP. But we want a solution to improve connection. So CDN is wrong in this case. Option A would be our answer, where we would use dedicated interconnect between on-prem and GCP because it gives us high bandwidth, low latency, and very high security because it bypasses public internet. It does not use public internet. It uses its own network, Google's own network. So it is very secure. Okay, so let's go to the end of this part now. You can subscribe and onboard the journey to on Azure, AWS, and Google Cloud certifications. Lots of questions are there. Approximately 900 plus videos on certification preparation. So this brings us to the end of part 11. You can become a Cloud Kernel and Cloud Ninja member to gain access to the paid content. See you in the next part.